Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm doing a quick tidbit. I just posted the prime rib video that you are currently watching. I did notice that I was going to talk about doing the mashed potatoes and I didn't finish. You didn't get a final product of the prime rib. It came out really good. Unfortunately, the next video you see, which will, I think, be the lamb chop video, you'll see me do the asparagus. So you'll get to see the asparagus being made in the toaster oven with the Parmesan cheese. With the mashed potatoes, I'm actually doing ribs tonight. I'm doing a beef rib that are already on the grill and have been on the grill almost an hour. We're going to make mashed potatoes tonight. So, once I post the ribs video, you guys will actually see how we do our mashed potatoes. It's actually relatively easy. Same method that I did when I did the prime rib roast. I'm gonna quarter my red potatoes. I'm gonna boil them for 25 minutes. When they're done cooking and are fork tender, when I can stick a fork all the way through and they're soft, we're gonna drain off all of the water. What my husband does is he adds about 4 tablespoons of butter, sometimes a little bit more. And then instead of using milk, a lot of people conventionally use milk. My husband uses sour cream in place of the milk. He uses, I would say, 2 heaping tablespoons, sometimes a little bit more. It all depends on how many potatoes you're making, but add the sour cream and then mash your potatoes. If your potatoes are really thick and need to be thinned out a little bit, add a little bit more sour cream to it. You're going to get a really, really, really creamy potato. You're also going to get a delicious potato. The sour cream makes a huge difference when you're making mashed potatoes. And that's a tidbit that I found out from my husband. I never did that. I was always conventional with the butter and milk, because that's how my grandmother and my family have made mashed potatoes for years. I love mashed potatoes. I absolutely love this one. You can also, if you want to doctor your mashed potatoes up a little bit, you can put, while they're still hot and you're mashing them, you could throw in a little bit of cheddar cheese and make them a cheesy mashed potato. You could put bacon bits in them and make a loaded mashed potato. We don't really do that much, but the sour cream is the biggest difference. So the next time you're making mashed potatoes with a meal, instead of using milk, if you have sour cream, put that in. You'll thank me later for that. Anyway, that was just a precursor. I'm not really going to show you how to do that. You might get that on the beef rib video, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up probably towards the end of this week. It is Sunday, so that'll be posted on probably towards next weekend, because I've got a couple of videos that I've done that need to be shown before this, before the rib video, and in between the prime rib and the rib video. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. It has been almost an hour since I put the ribs on the grill. I'm glad I came down. I had been setting my timer for about a half an hour to check the grill every half an hour, since my SmokeBot is not taking manual control of the grill. I have to physically do it, and I'm glad I did, because my grill actually dropped about 50 degrees. It was down to 250 degrees. So what I was able to do is I ran out, I opened the vents more to let air in, and now I am back up to 300. So it is going on 250. I don't know if you guys can't really see the time unless you have really good eyes, because I can't even see it on the video that I'm staring at. But it's 2:47. The ribs have at least another hour, maybe an hour and a half. I just did check them. I opened the grill a little bit, looked at them. They're getting a really nice smoky look to it. I don't really have to do much. I have not put, we had talked about using beef stock. I haven't put any in yet. And I don't know if I'm going to. I'm going to check the ribs in about half an hour and see how they are. If they're not loosening at all, if they're really tight still, I may add a little bit of liquid to the pan just to get a little moisture in there and see if we can break the ribs up. These are not going to be like your pork ribs where they're fall off the bone. If I was to do a very, very, very slow long cook, I could probably get them that way. It is Sunday night, and I usually go sing karaoke on Sunday nights, so I'm actually going to try to see if I can maybe do that tonight. So like I said, these may not be a fall off the bone beef rib. It may be a little bit tougher, but we'll see. I am going to use the beef stock, however, when we make gravy. And normally when I do something on the grill, such as a beef roast, usually we have the packets. The McCormick makes a beef packet or a brown gravy, and that's usually what we use when we make mashed potatoes. Obviously, if I'm doing a roast in the oven, I can use the drippings from the pan and make gravy out of that. Since I'm just doing ribs, and there's not going to be a lot of drippings from ribs. There are almost no drippings, actually, from ribs. We're going to substitute the beef stock. And basically, all you need to do is pour the beef stock in a saucepan, and then add corresponding, either make a roux with flour and butter, or you can use cornstarch just to thicken enough to make a gravy. I do have gravy stock in the refrigerator that I might also use. I haven't decided which way I'm gonna go tonight, but that's how it goes. I was editing some videos today, and there's some interesting things. I noticed when I did the prime rib video, we talked about doing a yeast bread. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen this week. I've got other things I need to get done, but we will be doing a yeast video. It's just going to be a little bit later than anticipated. Plus, I don't know if my yeast in the refrigerator is still any good. I have to look at its expiration date and determine whether or not I can go ahead with a yeast bread, because the last thing you want to do is measure all of your ingredients and then find out your yeast is no good, and then you either have to run to the store and get yeast. And right now, I had a huge problem finding yeast. The stock supply has been really low, so not every grocery store carries fresh yeast. But that's a later video. Anyway, come back and find out how the ribs did. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. It's 3 o'clock, as you just heard the thing. We're still doing our beef ribs. I was able to take a fast shower. That's why you're noticing a difference in my hair. Anyway, we're 1 hour into the cook, and this is when you need, if you don't have a device that monitors or regulates your temperature, and we're not talking gas grills, because gas grills will pretty much regulate their own temperature because they're gas. Charcoal grills are a little bit different, where the charcoal can get really hot or it can start to cool down. It all depends on what you're cooking times. So the time that it took me to take a shower, my grill started to inch back up to 400. So I had my husband go out and shut the vents. So you kind of, if you have a grill and you don't have something that regulates its temperature, you kind of need to monitor it. And you don't need to monitor it like every second, but at least every 20 to 30 minutes, make sure that your temperature is in the range that you want your food to cook at. Obviously, if it goes too hot, what's going to happen is it's going to dry out your meat and it's going to cook it faster. If you go too low, it's going to take a longer cook. So we're still at about 375. It's slowly coming down. I may need to go out and make an adjustment on the bottom vent to get it down back down to about 300. I'm okay with it being a little higher because I actually, and in the video before, I mentioned today's Sunday. Usually Sunday nights I go sing karaoke with friends, and I'm actually thinking it's not snowing anymore, or it's very lightly snowing. I'm thinking of doing that tonight. So having dinner a little bit earlier would be more beneficial for me. So, like I said, we were talking what sides to make with this. Well, we weren't really talking. I'm going to do a basic mashed potato, or our mashed potato. You saw a video of what I do to the mashed potatoes. The secret ingredient for us is sour cream. I'm going to make sure I have enough sour cream in the refrigerator. This is where, if you can get sour cream on a really good sale, usually I buy sour cream by the fours. My husband thinks I'm nuts, but we actually do go through that much sour cream because it's always good to have extra sour cream if you have the room in your refrigerator, because you can do a variety of things with sour creams. You can turn a sour cream into a dip, and since we're approaching the Super Bowl games, and the playoff games are being played right now, next week will be the championship game, and then the Super Bowl, or the division conference game, then the Super Bowl, then the championship Super Bowl game. But you can turn sour cream into a French onion dip, and you can use it with vegetables if you want a healthier option. Potato chips, it's great. So I always make sure I have one container for him so he's able to do that. I also keep one for baked potatoes, for mashed potatoes. I love sour cream and chili. I use sour cream on tacos. Anything Mexican has sour cream for me. Even some soups. Costco sells a really good chicken tortilla soup that's a little bit spicy. And to cut some of the spice down, I put a dollop of sour cream in it, and it's really, really good. It's an amazing soup for me. So always make sure you are stocked up on sour cream. I'm going to show you how to do the mashed potatoes. It's a little bit early right now for me to do it, but I'm going to get basically the setup. The setup's going to be the same as when I did the prime rib video. So if you saw the prime rib video, you know how to do these steps. We're going to quarter them. I'm using red potatoes. I'm not peeling them. The only difference is tonight I'm not going to use the great big pot. I'm going to use the smaller one because I'm not making as many mashed potatoes. So stay tuned for that.